Yo, what is up, guys? Fox is back, and today I will be showing you guys the real order flow within the market. Everything about actual order flow and refined order flow. Because a lot of the times, most of you guys will see that price usually misses your supplies and then starts dipping down. But I'm going to tell you why this happens, and I'm going to tell you guys how to actually counteract this using the real order flow. Now, it's going to be a quick video, so let's get into it. First of all, I want to just explain this kind of line chart, whatever this is to you guys. Right, as you can see, we're in a downtrend, obviously. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Cool. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to the breaker structures. As you can see right here, price break structure to the downside. Now, we have a premium supply zone right over here, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, it's always good to wait for the premium supply zone, but price will not always come to that zone. A lot of the price will actually come into the actual order flow. Now, what I mean by this, so right here, boom, price breaks down below. Okay, now here is where we broke structure. Right there we broke structures. Now everything above that breaker structure is essentially order flow. It's where the markets, some of the market's orders are within this area. Now, using this area just for you to actually kind of get a zone and not an actual point of interest. Obviously, your supply zones are your point of interest. We wait for price to come into there, and then if you change the character, but most of the times, price misses it or does not come close to it. But at least 90% of the time, price will either come into the order flow, zone. So literally anything above the breaker structure, or in a bullish example, everything below the breaker structure. Price usually come into that area and then give you that change of character, and you can kind of find your entry. Now, moving on to here. So here's our supply zone, and price comes back and mitigates into the actual area, the actual zone that is above the breaker structure, which is order flow. Now you'll see that price continues this structure. We break structure to the downside, and it comes to the zone and misses the supply zone, but it does come to that order flow zone. Now, obviously, this is my philosophy of kind of how I use order flow. Or you guys might have something else, but this is how I use it, and I'm just trying to show you guys a way to kind of help in your trading. So, right here we also have another breaker structure, but with this one, pay close attention to this one. This one does not reach the order flow and also does not reach any supply zone. Now, what happens is price break structure, and you would see this actually a lot in the market. Price does make this. Now, what I would call this, and I talk about this in my course, I'll call this an induced high, and then this breaker structure would not be an actual breaker structure. I'll go more in depth into that in my course. But what happens after that is price will break above the high and then come into the order flow zone, and even sometimes actually come into the supply zone, because that's when price has actually liquidated enough orders above this high. Right here. Because there'll be enough orders, people will try selling out the market from this area, and then they'll all be taken out by that big up movement. What happens is, once that happens, price will then come to this order flow area that it did not mitigate previously. From there on, price continues its structure. Now, obviously, not all your order flow zones will be this big. Obviously, there'll be like minor breaks and everything where you can kind of get refined order flows. So I'll show you guys that right now on GPUSD. Now, let's kind of just start from here, kind of map out everything. So, I'm gonna mark everything from our first break. Here is our first change of character. Everything is our first break in the market. Alright, so we'll just leave that as a breaker structure so you guys can kind of understand. Now, what happens is this entire zone from the breaker structure upwards now becomes our order flow area. As you can see, price does reach it, but it does not reach the supply zone. So right here, there is a supply zone, and the supply zone does not get mitigated. But instead, it does reach that order flow area. Now, with that understanding, we can use this understanding to get entries. Okay, so what you could see price misses your supply zone. Cool, everything's running good. I'm just gonna follow the actual the order flow area zone. Mark out your nice change character right there. There's a nice change character. And then you have the supply zone. And then you can actually end up entering just from that supply zone. Boom, nicely. And you have the stop loss just above that zone. take profits can be anywhere that you want. Mostly I target zone like this imbalance right here, or somewhere just around there. That's on to 4, can't really complain about that. So that's the entry. But now we're gonna move on. We're gonna mark out our breaker structure too. So here we also have another breaker structure. You can see that there's the breaker structure, and the price also. So now you can kind of tell that everything's tightening, knitting into each other. Out of the breaker structure, we also have another order flow zone that is then formed, and price then also taps into that order flow zone and into your IC candle. Moving on, price then creates yet another breaker structure. Right there. Okay, so you can literally use it also to get like re-entries and everything. So now we're gonna mark out this area. So what you also want to do is you want to mark out your order flow area and your IC candle. So right here there is also a nice IC candle in here. So nice supply zone. Marking out those zones. If price comes into the IC candle, well, all well and good. But okay, now price actually comes into. See, this is the IC candle. So a lot of traders, they would have been still waiting for price to tap into the zone. They would be waiting for that, but then they would have seen that they actually missed the entire opportunity. But if they knew about the real order flow, they would have actually been into entry already. Right there, there's your change of character. Price breaks below that minor low, and then you have your IC candle, which is formed from the order flow, and that's where you find your entry. Boom, beautiful. Topless above, and you can kind of have the same take profit as this level right here. All depends on you. Now we just mark this out because it's also created some refined order flow right there. There was a breaker structure, and now I can see that price actually created a major breaker structure. So now, as I said before, everything about breaker structure is your IC. I'm in your order flow area. But now you can actually refine it to this order flow area right here. Now you can see we're refining. Beautiful. Moving on, waiting for price to tap to that zone. Okay, cool. Right here, you probably would have seen this area. Boom, and you would have seen this chain of characters right here. And you would have tried to enter from the stock supplies right here. Don't get me wrong, would have been a perfect and straight entry. You would have had your entry there and would have lost. But obviously, since you're doing SMC, you will incur losses. Obviously, with every single trading strategy, you will incur losses. But it's your RR or your win rate that will save you. Your win rate or your RR, and obviously risk management will make you profitable. So right here you can see we had a 1 to 4 right here and another 1 to 4. I mean, or 1 to 3. So there you're up 7% for the week. If you lose right here, you're just down 6%. You're still profitable. But now, enough of that. Now you can see price comes to this zone, sort of comes into there, kind of misses it. But we move on. So now we mark out our breaks. Here we have a major break. You also have a minor break. So we'll be drawing our actual order flow from this area. Now, draw it from there. And now all we're waiting for is a nice chain character. We're also just going to mark out our IC candle. Now we're waiting for a chain character. As you can see, there was a low, didn't get broken. There was another low, didn't get broken. But here we go. Here is a nice low that's broken. And what was made after that break? Nice, beautiful change of character. Right there. And that would have been your nice entry. Boom, right there. Stop loss just a few pips above there. And you can target if you want. Target a nice 1 to 5 there. Let's see. Drops immensely as it's right there. Crazy drop. So if you're waiting for price to tap into the supply zone, you're going to miss out on this entire move right there. You can see we went all the way down to that low. And obviously that makes sense because we're following bearish order flow. As you can see, price once it breaks the low and retreats up, price normally breaks down that low. As it's right there. On time we took our profits, we're not stressing. Alright, now we move on. Now there is one thing guys I have to also keep in mind. I forgot to say this in the other thing right here. So order flow will not always be restricted, because if order flow is always restricted, we're just going to see a market that goes down forever, or stays up forever. Obviously there needs to be a switch in that order. So right here, also after like I'll say 3 types of order flow, you usually see that price within start pushing to the upside, or if you in bullish order flow, prices start pushing to the downside. And that's mainly is to kind of clear any liquidity that's been formed from this order flow, because with us as retail traders, once we start seeing patterns, the banks notice this, and then when they start seeing that orders are being accumulated at certain areas, the banks have no other opportunity. The banks have no other option but to clear all those orders. There. Now, continue on. Right there's our breaker structure. And let's also look for some minor breaker structure too. So I'm going to show you guys how you can actually get refined order flow entries. So these are main breaker structure. So everything about this would be our order flow area. Now we can refine this because we also saw that there's also a minor break within this structure. But as you can see, within there, the order flow within there was mitigated. Let's just delete this quickly. So once price broke below there, it came and mitigated the order flow and a nice IC in there. So what we would do is we'll look at this break that was then made, and then this now will become our new refined order flow area. Okay, there's also IC there. We're just looking at order flow for this video. There we go. Okay. Now you can see price actually taps into the supply zone. That's even more confirmation, or well and good. But most of the time, you also see that it taps into the order flow area. As I say, guys, this is an area for you to look for your chain of cracks and everything. Now looking here, we did break this major low right here. We below it, but we also broke some minor lows in there. And what happens when there's a break, there will be order flow within that area. So there's order flow here, but we are going to enter off the IC, since we have already seen that we've been respecting order flow. And with entry, I'm going to say profit wise, I do see a bit of liquidity resting below here. Some equal low liquidity, so I would be targeting that kind of zone right there. Entry wise, so this is just the way it is, guys. Order flow, you can pick up your ICs right there, nice 1 to 4, and price take profit. I don't know how long this order flow lasts. Let's see if it breaks. Okay, cool. Now here, this low is now, as you can see, within this entire bullish order flow, all the lows were broken and all the highs were protected. I go over this, and now we have this big impulse. Now let's look. Okay, so we had this IC, price broke the IC, and now within this bullish order flow, let's minimize it to see if we have any other refined order flow zones that were not mitigated. So this is right here, we did have a breaker structure. So what does that indicate to us? There was order flow and order flow area. So we can actually find it to this zone right here. Right here. Beautiful break. Also, guys, this does take practice, but you will be able to master this. And I guarantee you will be able to master this. Watch the video once or twice, go back to the charts, ask some questions in my free Discord, and talk about that, guys. Here is the free Discord right here. The link will be in the description. There's a lot of value within here. You can really learn a lot from here, especially psychology wise. A lot of people are speaking here. I also have my premium Discord. I do share some of my private videos and all the code that I have with everyone, my analysis, my top down analysis, everything I do, and literally showing you guys, paving the way for you guys to reach success in your trading. So you guys don't have to waste all that time with making all that mistakes. You just have someone else that's been through all of that and is guiding you to your success. But right here, let's go back to our order flow. As I say, guys, link will be in the description. Now, price tapped into this order flow area. This right there. Nice, beautifully. Now following the breaks, here's a nice breaker structure. Beautiful. And I have a nice IC here too. So you see I'm pairing up my IC with my order flow and everything. And by IC I do mean order blocks. You can find the entry right there. And target wise, you can target the zone like something like this. Just that area. 1 to 5, not too bad. And yeah, so cool, nice, beautiful shade. Now what else are we? You can see now price fully is starting to come back down. But literally that's all it is, guys. Order flow explained. Now with all these entries, you can kind of see. So there was a 1 to 4, another 1 to 3. There was one last day, another 1 to 4, another 1 to 5. Right there, that's you having a profitable week. You're all good. Beautiful. And this was all done on a 50-minute time frame using order flow and supply and demand. Literally, you can make a strategy out of that, but I'll leave that to you guys. Last thing, as I said, free Discord is within the description. If you guys would like to join the VIP Discord, do message one of the staff members within the free Discord. But that's all from me, guys. Box out.